second coming, and it has nothing to do with a rapture at all. And Paul expects you as a believer to know when this happens, so that you will not be deceived. I'm telling you, my brothers and sisters, I believe more and more as I study that when this guy appears, people are just going to fall in love with him.
Handsome man.
He will probably be very good looking. I've said this before. I believe he's going to be in his late 20s, early 30s. He is going to be an extremely charismatic figure. He's going to have a charm about him. He's going to be brilliant. Politically, brilliant. He will appear, in my estimation, this is my personal opinion of the matter, he's going to appear to have answers to the world's problems that will work, that no one else thought of. And because of that, that's what's going to draw people into following him, naturally, without the help of the false prophet. He's going to boost it from just mere adulation to full-on worship. Yes? No, go for it. No. And I just put that straight out like that because there's no indication that the Antichrist is ever considered as a female. And again, who is this person? He's the Antichrist. Christ was a man, so this guy is going to be a man too. Because the devil doesn't have an original thought in his mind. He always mimics what God has sent. So God sent his son. The Antichrist is not the devil's son. Let's get that clear. He's not the devil incarnate like Jesus was God incarnate. No. One of the things that's very clear, unanimous throughout the fathers, is that the Antichrist will be fully human. He will be a man. He will be a man that is deceived by the devil, if you will, makes a bargain with the devil, who will give him his power and authority, and the devil will give him the kingdoms of the earth. Now, didn't we hear that before?
Yes.
Who, where?
40 days in the desert.
The 40 days in the desert. The devil promised that to someone else. Who? Jesus. And what did Jesus do with that offer? No. But there will be someone who will take him up on that offer. And when they do, he will give him all of the kingdoms of the earth. That's why it says in Revelation 13, the devil gives him power. Because the devil has the power over the kingdoms of the earth to a degree. Otherwise, what he offered to Jesus would be meaningless. Jesus never disputed that he had all of these kingdoms to give to him. Did you know that? You go, what are you talking about, Satan? My Father is the ruler of the earth. You have no authority or power. He didn't dispute it. He just said, no. But there will be someone who takes him up on that offer. He will not be he won't be some sort of spawn of the devil, but he will be a human being who is deceived into following him, and he will work through him. The devil will work through him in a unique manner. Okay. You had your hand up? Who? Saul Linsky. Okay. Yes, I think I know what you mean. I have not seen it myself, but I know what you're talking about. And I really don't know the full story beyond that. I've seen the advertisements of what you're talking about. And I think that those are foreshadows of what is to come. Very clear. Yeah. No, and again, should we be surprised of things like that? No. Our Lord told us that when he described the kingdom, he said it would be like a net of fish. You trawl in the fish, and what do? You separate the good from the bad. He also said that the kingdom would be like a wheat field, and the Son of Man sows good wheat, and then in the evening, what happens? The evil one puts in weeds, and then they grow up together. And the servants say, look, there's weeds in the wheat. Should we pluck them out? And what did the Lord say? No, wait until when?
Harvest.
Harvest, the end of time. And God will separate them all out. So it shouldn't be surprising to us that there will be bad fish, weeds in the church. Shouldn't surprise us. Our Lord told us they would be that way. And it was that way from the beginning. I count 11 good disciples, and who's the bad fish? And did Jesus choose Judas, or did he just slip in with the 12? He chose him. You realize that? Mm-hmm. So this shouldn't surprise us. Don't be surprised by that. Stick to the truth. Don't be deceived. Ron.
I was going to say this, you mentioned about what Saul just in verse 7, it talks about the lawlessness is already at work. So Saul is kind of the George Soros kind of character, old and decrepit, but to the point that they're going to try to work into the church and try to empower leaders in the church, which ties back into verse 3 about the rebellion on Hosea.
Right, the apostia.
He said about what Rebecca was saying about Protestantism, to a degree about trying to deteriorate the Holy Spirit within the church, which paves the way for the unmasking.
Yes, yes. That's a good. You could include that. Okay. All right. So are we good with this? Oh, Martha.
Chip, is there any indication as to where the Antichrist might appear? I keep thinking of the United States, but that's a false assumption.
There is no indication of where he comes from. There really isn't a tradition that I know of that says where he'll come from. There is some tradition, it's not set in stone, that wherever he is going to arise, he will center his kingdom in Rome. Rome seems to be the center of that. And again, I'm kind of inclined to believe that. Why? Because where's the center of the church? Rome. And it would just seem like the devil. Again, in mimic, if this is the seat of the visible head of the church, the embassy, if you will, of the prime minister of the church that Jesus put in charge until he was gone, where would Satan put his capital kingdom? Rome. Just a thought. This is what led a lot of Protestants to believe that the European Union was the fodder through which the Antichrist would arise, because the original treaty was called the Treaty of Rome, and it was signed, I believe, in 1957 with the founding members of what would later become the European Union. And a lot of people go, oh, there it is. It's in Rome. Oh, it's the end of the world. And, on and on and on it went. And European Union's still here and we're still here, and it may be going on for another 1,000 years for all we know. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, don't get too rattled about every little thing that you see. All right? But I believe that it will be centered in Rome. Now, other fathers believe that he'll center it in Jerusalem. Maybe. Frankly, I don't think we'll know until it actually happens. But I'm more inclined to believe that this will be a European person who will arise and establish this new kingdom in Rome. And we're slowly getting to here to help explain why I think that. So let's continue with our revelation.